So Carl and I are on our way to Aspen. We're actually heading adjacent to Aspen. We're staying in Carbondale, which is a little ways outside of Aspen, but you save.
Oh man's Aspen.
Yes, you save a lot of money by staying there versus staying in town. And there is some pretty excellent public transportation in the area, so you can easily get from Carbondale to Aspen. It's definitely worth it to save a few dollars. It's not fun driving around Aspen anyway and trying to find parking, so it's totally worth it to use the public transportation system. We are just driving in on I-70. It's a pretty easy drive as long as the weather is in your favor, which luckily for us today it is. It's beautiful. It is, what's the temperature today? 50?
34 degrees.
Oh, I'm totally off. It's 34 degrees, but it's still gorgeous and sunny. We just had a snowstorm, so everything's extra beautiful because there's a little bit of snow in the mountains. And yeah, so we're on our way and we're looking forward to it. So sorry we didn't get any footage, but we just stopped at the Tommyknocker Brewery in Idaho Springs. It's a really good, if you're driving, it's a kind of right in the middle of the drive, and it's a really good way to break up your drive. And it's also just a good solid place to have lunch. They have really good burgers. I had a buffalo burger, which was fantastic. They also have elk burgers, which I would recommend. And they have some pretty solid beer, so definitely worth stopping. There are plenty of other places to eat in Idaho Springs. We've never actually stopped at them because we kind of got in the habit of going to Tommyknocker, and it just stuck, and now it's kind of our place. But yeah, I would recommend. So I don't forget, here's another important point that we just came across, or just we were just reminded of. If you decide to drive to Aspen as opposed to flying, do not plan to rely on your cell phone's GPS to get you there. Definitely have a backup physical map, and if you don't know how to read it, take a second to learn, because you will frequently lose your GPS signal while you're going through the mountains. You definitely can't rely on your cell phone signal again while you're going through the mountains. So have backup, or you might end up driving around for a really long time. Hello. All right, we are here at Sunlight Resort. We are going to cross-country ski today. It's free to cross-country ski at Sunlight Resort. We're really excited about that. It's much better than paying for a lift ticket, even though it's actually not that expensive here. It was $65 for a one-day adult lift ticket for downhill, which is pretty reasonable compared to Aspen, which was about twice that.
More than that.
Three times that. So we rented gear in Glenwood Springs, about 26 minutes away. It's at the Sunlight Rental Center, and that was $20 a person. Again, really reasonable. So we are about to have a day of fun on the snow for about $20 a person, which is, again, a lot cheaper than downhill, so we're pretty excited about that. Let me show you where we are. Here's where we're at. It's kind of a little bit of a slog at the beginning of the cross-country trail because it's uphill, but we hear that it gets much better, and you can see how pretty this place is. It's a beautiful sunny day. I am definitely overdressed, and yeah, probably gonna have to shed some layers pretty soon.
Established that Carl pushes himself more than Dory, which is why he falls more.
Yes, that's what we're going with.
That's what we're going with.
Yeah. So cross country skiing.
3 hours cross country. It was fun. Conditions weren't superb.
No, but we knew that going in because spring skiing. That's just how spring skiing is. It was spring skiing, right? It was a little bit slushy. It was a little bit icy.
Not a whole lot in between.
Not a whole lot in between. However, what people told us, which was absolutely true, was that Babish Trail, B-A-B-I-C-I-S-H, Babish Trail would be really, really good, and it was. That was my favorite trail of the whole thing.
Nice.
Late March, which it is right now, even for late March, the snow is still pretty decent. I think we learned that neither of us are terrific cross-country skiers, but we're learning. This is only my second time going ever, so that's okay. Like, it's fine to not be perfect at everything the second you try it. Let's see, what else did we learn today? One thing I was thinking about on the trail, and we talked about this a little bit, is so mountain lions are real here, very real. They are everywhere, and they are not really afraid of people. So just be aware, use common sense. I will say, Carl, when we're out in the woods, usually is armed. Now, I want to make it very clear that that's something that I only recommend for people if you are experienced and you've taken classes and you've done the training and you know how to use your weapon. Otherwise, don't have one. I don't carry one because I don't know how to use it. But even if you're not armed,
Bear spray,
just general awareness of your surroundings, a knife.
Karate skills like the guy who strangled one out in Fort Collins.
Right? It wasn't a couple of weeks ago, somebody on Horsetooth Trail in Fort Collins was attacked by a mountain lion and lived.
Luckily, it was a juvenile that only weighed 80 pounds, but he choked it out, gave it brain damage, and it walked off and died.
Yeah.
He was still messed up. He had all kinds of scars and stitches all over him.
Very messed up. So don't plan on that being able to be your out, because probably not. That's not going to happen. I'm not saying that to scare anybody. I'm just saying it's real. We were talking to the rental guy when we went to rent our cross-country skis, and he was telling us a story. Was it his friend's dog or his dog?
His friend's dog.
His friend's dog.
Or his neighbor friend's dog.
Ran in the house through the dog door, and behind him a mountain lion stuck his head in through the doggy door.
Trying to get him.
And the guy had to kick him in the head to get him to leave and get out of his house. And this is just his house. Anyway, so just be cautious. But otherwise, we had a great. It's gorgeous. It was absolutely gorgeous. Even if you just wanted to hike the trails, worth it. We saw a couple people just hiking. It was great. So I highly recommend Sunlight. Honestly, Sunlight, the ski resort, looked pretty cool.
It looked okay. It looked like a little bit bigger than Eldora or something like that.
Yeah. That's
Fairly
what
steep.
That's what one of the brew tenders at the brewery we went to yesterday told me. He said it was very similar to that feel of Eldora, which is fine for, again, for the price and for not having to deal with crowds, because it was definitely not crowded.
Not crowded.
I think that's great. And if you're not in super good shape, like we are not, because I haven't been downhill skiing at all this year, something like that would be very doable, I think. So I also kind of think we should get caught up on what we've been doing, because we have been really, really busy for the past 24 hours, and we haven't done a very good job of telling people what we're doing. So yesterday, after we got to our room and put down our stuff, we were going to go to Aspen. We decided not to, because we had just been in the car for 4 hours, and the idea of then sitting on a bus for an hour and a half was just not gonna happen. So instead, we just walked 2 blocks from our room and went to downtown Carbondale. And I was so pleasantly, amazingly surprised by how much I loved downtown Carbondale. I thought it was adorable.
Yeah. We went to Marble Distillery, which was awesome. The barista there, or the distillerista, was talking about how all of their products are all locally sourced within 20 miles. So all their mash and everything comes from the local farms, etc., etc. The marble came from a marble mine that apparently is owned by an Italian company.
So it went to Italy first and then came back here, which is weird. But anyway, and the whiskey was very
was really good.
My favorite thing was, if you go there, definitely try the ginger cello.
The ginger cello and the ginger cello reserve.
Yeah, they were amazing. We may have brought a bottle back with us. Let's stop for a second.
So after the distillery, we went to a brewery, Batch, and had some just really good beers. I mean,
Really
we're
good
from
beers.
Fort Collins, so
we drink
a
beer
little jaded.
a bit.
And it
There's
was-
like 20 brewers.
Yeah, it was good. All of them were very drinkable, which was nice.
Very drinkable and unique. I mean, there does you kind of get to a point when you live in an area with 20 microbreweries where you feel like I've kind of had all the different possible variations of a beer, because we've tried a lot of different kinds of beers, and these guys still managed to have a really unique taste.
Yeah, they had a champagne beer that they used.
A rosé beer. It was great. I just felt like some of the hops they used and the flavors they used were just a little bit different, and it kind of identified them as being from a specific brewery. They're good. I would recommend it. I think mostly too, the brewery was really fun and the beers were good, but mostly, like, so far every single person we've dealt with in this area has just been friendly.
Yeah.
And not in that kind of pushy, like, I work in hospitality, so I have to be friendly kind of way, in just like,
Hey, you're new.
yeah, let me tell you about my town and talk about, the cool beers we brew it, and just, people just seem happy, just genuinely, like, happy and in a good mood, and so they want to share that with the people around them, which has been, it's great. I mean, literally, we haven't talked, not to jinx us, but we haven't talked with or dealt with a single person since we got here who hasn't been, like, just genuinely friendly and happy to talk to us, and it's been great. It's been really great. That has a lot to do with living in Elko.
So yeah, the people are friendly, and they actually recommended our dinner place last night, which was some of the best, not quite Thai food I've ever had.
Well, and I loved that. They have a good explanation on their menus of what they are and what they do. And they were just really upfront. They were like, this is not authentic Thai food, but it's like kind of a Thai fusion. And it was so good. It was so good. We eat Thai food a lot. And I mean, there's
so flavorful. The flavor was awesome.
Yeah. There's a small possibility we had a little bit of whiskey and 2 beers at that point.
Yeah, but whatever.
It was still really, really good. And the atmosphere was really fun. It was like a bustling place, but not in an obnoxious way. We sat at this long table.
Community table, sort of.
Yeah, kind of a community table. No one was sitting next to us, so we still had plenty of privacy, but it was cool how that was set up. And yeah, again, just really great food. And then we went home.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that was our day.
And then we walked 5 minutes back to the hotel, back to the Airbnb, because Carbondale apparently has 6,000 to 10,000 people, and everything was within a 10-minute walk.
Yep. So.
Well, downtown, I don't know.
Downtown, yeah. So, I highly recommend Carbondale. It's been super fun.
And apparently everyone's happy when you go there, because most of the people that come through this area go to Glenwood Springs and then go to Aspen, and no one stops in Carbondale because it's a town of 6,000 people with 3 restaurants and 2 breweries.
Yeah.
So.
But there are 3 fantastic restaurants and 2, well, at least 1 good brewery. We haven't been to the other one, but we're going to go. Yeah.
Right. And we're headed back into Glenwood now to drop off our ski gear, and we will talk to you guys later.
Eat some much needed food, because we are both suddenly starving. So we'll let you know how it goes.
That was the wrong way.
In your face? Hey, dinosaurs.
Just eating my bed here. So, we were trying to drive to Maroon Bells to hike, but the road was closed. We're on the road right now, and we can't actually get to Maroon Bells to the sightseeing because there have been a few avalanches. So we're gonna walk up here a couple miles to see how far we can get and when we want to turn back. So welcome to spring.
And every time we roll that boulder up the hill, it rolls back down.
Can you not ask her to open the camera?
I don't have my assistant turned on. I don't want Google to know where I am. Look at that. Oh my god, buddy. There you go. Way to go, dude.
There's the Colorado barking spider.
Yeah.
We found one.